I don't know why I decided to torture the dog right there. I thought it would be fun. That's a little Whiplash from Metallica. Hope everybody's good. I hope the sound is good. You got the Flu 14-inch? Sorry to hear it. I think I already got mine like last month. I know that a lot of people were sick recently for sure. Give me a sound check, guys. How is the sound? Fuck. Shit falling over the place here. Maybe I'll just hold the mic today. Hope everybody's good. It's good to be back on the stream, sitting down. I've been doing a ton of streaming from the DoorDash shifts, which are good. We're getting a lot of views on those. What's up, Rich Theory? How you doing? Cyberdecker, I agree with your comment that you made earlier on the page. I guess I won't repeat it. It's a little political, right? But I agree with what you're saying. I thought that was pretty funny, too. Sounds good. Sounds good. Wonder if I can find a way to just put this sound like right here or something. Yeah, this might be a better way to do this. Should get like a microphone or something. All right, sounds good. Let's caffeinate it up a little bit. What is happening, fellow pioneers of human transportation? I'm Yogi Steve, and you're watching another Electric Scooter Academy live stream. This is the Voromotors Podcast, number 22. If I got that right, I always have trouble remembering the number, but always happy to be here. We do the podcast every Wednesday and Sunday. It is sponsored by Voromotors. It doesn't really make it so much different than other streams because the owner of the company, Melvin, has always told me just do what be me, you do you, or whatever that expression is. So, this podcast I'll definitely want to talk about some stuff going on with Voro. And then, I'm going to answer questions, talks with you guys, rip a couple of fucking bong hits, light the smoke machine, and we'll see what happens. Listen to a little bit of music maybe. But I hope you're doing well. Everything is good here, except we're getting rained out. Like right now, this is just the worst time of year to be into an electric vehicles, like these smaller ones at least. They're waterproof but not water resistant, and it's wet here now. We got 3 days worth of rain. since we're coming out of this insane fire season where my neighborhood almost burned down, I feel like I'm happy that we're having some fucking rain, but it's got to happen. What's up, Greg DeHunter? How you doing? Cyber Decker, good to see you. But I'm really trying to figure out a way to do a really long DoorDash shift stream. Those streams seem to be really popular. People are dropping a lot of super chats on me, which is just super motivating. And, my goal is to always become like a real full-time content creator. Like right now, maybe I'm like half my income through YouTube and my affiliate deal with VORO and the money that I save from not having to buy scooters since they've given me so many scooters. But I feel like the live streams, those DoorDash live streams are very, very popular. For some reason, these horizontal live streams, when I stream with the overlay, they don't do as well view-wise. I think YouTube is mostly promoting their vertical streams as opposed to their horizontal streams. I've been saying that for a while. Maybe it's just my excuse for being lame. But regardless, I know in these sit-down podcasts, when I have the banner behind me, I'm going to get all the old school and long-term followers and subscribers and supporters of the channel. And, I really appreciate you guys. This channel doesn't happen without you. I do have some interesting stuff here from VORO. I was just hanging out. I went to a doctor's appointment today. I had my first, you guys who really know me and know the channel, I've been talking about how I finally want to go to a doctor and one, just get like a regular basic checkup, but two, do my TRT right. Electric Rider says 420 is money. Cyber Decker says eating some gummies over here. Nice. It's good to see you, James, from Florida as well. The guy says, everyone wants to see you in that sexy moto gear. I'm sexy tonight. I got the tank top on. This is what I wore to my doctor's appointment because I knew they were going to have to like roll up my streams. Yeah, Trini, I think the live streams have a really good chance to, I love where I'm at, but I'd like to grow. It's really hard. Like this niche, I mean, it kind of just is what it is. There's the legacy channels that have been around for a while, like a Sir Roster channel where he's just guaranteed to get a tremendous amount of views. And anybody else entering the space is just fighting, for whatever's left. So it is what it is. I'm very happy with where I'm at. If you started like an electric scooter channel, DoorDash channel raw right now, it'd be very hard to get 1,000, 2,000 views per video. But I feel like when I do the live streams, especially from the road, those really get promoted. I had over 230 people in the chat the other day. I couldn't fucking believe it. I mean, that's really a lot for me. That's funny. I was talking to this girl who was also like doing some YouTube shit or streaming next to me. And she's like, oh, you only have 220 people in your stream? And I'm like, only? That's a lot. Oh, Raul coming through with the $9.99. Raul, you've been extra generous. He says, stay dry. I'm sure you mean stay dry, ESA family. Ride safe and always wear a helmet. Steve, you rock. Raul, thank you very much. You're definitely the #1 donator of the channel. I really appreciate it. It goes a long way. And it's always good to see you throwing that money at me and giving your positive comments. You're always reminding people to wear their helmet. I think that's a good PSA for your $10, right? I appreciate it. Electric Rider says, I think the channel should pick up in the summer. Yeah, this is also, I've talked about this before. This is definitely a seasonal business. No doubt about it. Definitely a seasonal business. People just generally are not buying scooters when it's snowy, when it's rainy, when it's cold outside. I mean, my sales have personally tanked, and I have no insight into as far as like how many scooters is VORO selling. Like, is Voromotors busy? Are the other companies busy? But I assume that everybody gets slow for the slowdown right now. It's just the time of year. I know that last year I actually had like pretty much a 4-month slowdown. November, December, January, February were pretty slow. But then March and April, I had like 2 of the biggest months ever in my entire, all the time doing this. It was very exciting. Made a bunch of money. So hopefully that shit will come back, but it doesn't matter. Voromotors takes care of me. They give me a little bit of money for the podcast. They're always giving me free vehicles. So I have like an amazing setup here. I'm super, super lucky. But who doesn't want to grow? I feel like I'm putting a lot of effort into the channel, a lot of time. It's just a tough niche. It's just a tough niche. Saranster is always going to get 1 million views, and we're just fighting for whatever is left over from there. It doesn't really matter. What's up, JPL Rides? How you doing, man? Turning in for a bit before I clock into work. Good to see you. 14-inch Dubs X is asking me, wondering if you stay in contact with the girl you gave the scooter to a while back, and if there's any updates from them. Yeah, Kanisha, right? I gave Kanisha at Chick-fil-A a free scooter. for like, the story of that is she asked me about buying one, how much it would cost to get something similar to a rental scooter. I said you can probably get them for like $400 to $600. I mentioned it to the stream or the channel, and people said, why don't you just give her a scooter? You have enough plenty of scooters, which is true. I definitely have like extra scooters, although I do consider like the scooters like my payment for doing this shit. So that, yeah, they were free, but they cost me labor. Regardless, though, I'm a generous person if I can afford it. So you guys asked, and I gave Kanisha a scooter. I gave her I guess you can call it like very similar to like a 9-bot Max. I don't even what the fuck was that scooter? I don't even remember what that scooter was called. You guys can watch the video. So what happened is if you remember the video, her boyfriend was also in the video. Daniel? Cool guy. I guess Daniel was driving it and he crashed it and he broke it. He broke like the stem, like it fatally at the I don't know, he broke it. So the thing about commuter scooters is, and I don't think this is really so much a secret, but I don't think people really know this. But if you buy like a commuter scooter for $400 to $600, whatever, under $1,000 even, and it breaks, your cost of repair is going to be at least 50% the cost of the scooter in most cases. It's super. So she broke like the frame, and I can't figure how the hell am I going to get like another frame for this scooter? You can't like re-weld it. So she broke the scooter kind of fatally. I did try as much as I could to get like a replacement part for her. But so when you get these commuter scooters, if you're not willing to work on them yourself, you're screwed. They're going to cost you a lot of money. So that's why, like, in most cases, like, I really think scooters start at about $2,000, kind of like that mid-level of price and size of the scooter. I think they start at about 2,000. And I think anything cheaper than that, it's just like the idea. Come on up here. Like if you buy a $2,000 scooter, come on, let's go. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Come on, monkey. Come on, little shit. Let's go. Come on. Okay. Oh my God. You buy a $700 scooter and it costs $300 to repair. That's pretty nuts. But if you buy a $2,000 scooter and it costs $300 to repair, that's reasonable, right? If that makes any sense. But she broke it. Her boyfriend broke that scooter. I was disappointed because I was happy seeing her on that scooter. Every day I was at Chick-fil-A, I would see her either coming or going on that scooter. And, up until then, she's renting scooters. And I feel like the rental scooters, you can spend like $200-300 a month if you use them 5 days a week. If you're just going to she drives like a mile each way. She didn't live that far from work, but pretty much too far to walk. But the scooter makes a big difference. So you can see why people will see these scooters available for under $1,000 and think, oh, this is a better deal than renting. But there's a huge advantage to renting those lower end scooters. I mean, the bulk of sales, and I'm sure of it, which is guessing, the bulk of sales of commuter scooters are to the rental companies. Like there's no way that the customer base outside of the rental business has bought more or near as many scooters as Lime and Bird and all these other companies that are out there. We're actually going to watch a video today. I have an interesting video on whether or not these dockless scooters are environmentally friendly, and we know they're not. But yeah, the whole rental business is very interesting. Like, people do buy their own commuter scooter at that level, but you have to be able to work on it yourself. Otherwise, the expense is going to be crazy. Chexalis just says, yep. He says, what's up, Yogi? He says, he's agreeing with me. I bought a commuter scooter for less than $1,200 with a reasonable amount of spare parts on the website, and you have a dealer near you. That's a rare situation that you're near the dealer for sure. Electric Rider says, a lot of the lower end scooters aren't worth the cost. It's better to pay at least $1,000. I totally agree. Chexologist says, I prioritize build quality and reliability above all else. I definitely hear that. So yeah, 14-inch stubs. To answer your question, I still see Kanisha all the time. She's always she works, she's always at Chick-fil-A. She's always working. So I see her a lot. And I guess she's doing well. She looks good. This is the only time I allow myself to have coffee this time of the day. It's nice. But I'm going to show you guys some pictures. We do have pictures of the Project Daytona and you can kind of chime in. Melvin, the owner of Voromotors, sent me these pictures earlier. I was just sitting around after my doctor's appointment, which maybe I'll tell you about the doctor's appointment if we have time. But it was pretty cool. But he sent me these photos. Let me load these things up here with the different color choices that they're going to have. Oh no, did I lose the fucking link? Oh, God damn it. I'll get it. I'm just loading up pictures of the Project Daytona with the different color choices. Oh, this is good. This picture is a little dark. It's pretty hard to see, but I'll still share it with you guys. So Project Daytona, for the way I would describe it is it's the Voromotors dual stem electric scooter that's coming out. I think it's going to be a 72 volt, 50 amp hour battery. I think that's what's going to make it unique. That it's a 50 amp hour battery. There's no scooters in the market, really. I mean, there's the Tevron, which we're going to start working with Voromotors are going to start working with. They do have a 60 amp hour scooter, I believe, on the market, right? That's like the 60 amp hour scooter on the market, a 72 volter. That's the only one as far as I know. Most of the big scooters just have a 40 amp hour battery, which for me it's enough. 40 amps will usually get me 40 miles. That's the best way to look at it. Not at top speeds. But yeah, this is going to be a 72 volt scooter. It does look. What's up, Raul? It does look nuts. It does look pretty cool. I've already played some videos about the scooter on previous streams. You got to check out the Average Guy 1983. I think that's the actual YouTube name for Louis' channel is the Average Guy 1983. And he made a pretty cool video. He went over to Voromotors and test rode it. I haven't had a chance yet. I do want to get myself over there. But it's cool. It's like, for lack of a better description, lack of a better words, it's not like a Cabo killer or a Cabo replacement. I definitely heard that. But everybody knows that Voromotors was working with Cabo up until, a couple months ago. And they're known for their big gold dual stem scooters. They come in black too, I guess. But, no longer working with them. So this is the new dual stem scooter that Voromotors is going to be selling. And I think actually this is like Melvin's project, like similar to the eMove Roadrunner. Nobody else is selling that. Like eMove is the company. And eMove, I'm not sure if eMove actually, all this time, I don't know, is eMove officially Voromotors company? Is it them? But only they sell eMove products right now. I'm pretty sure, at least the Roadrunner and shit like that. Roadrunner and the Cruiser. So Project Daytona, I believe this is even more of a only Voromotors project. 72 volt, 50 amp hours. Don't know much about it. There's some cool videos out there on it. But let's see what these colors are. Okay, option. We'll start at option 5. There's too many options here to list, but they got different variations where it's either a gold fork, black fork, white spine. They're all white spine, it looks like. White side plastic. It is just very different color. Oh, I like the black. I actually like the black better, to be honest with you. I actually like this better. Yeah, I like this. It's funny thing is, I think that it's nice to think, oh, it's the Stormtrooper scooter, because it's black and white. And there's not too many black and white scooters on the market. I mean, not too many white scooters on the market. But I like this black version, to be honest with you. I do like this black version. This is very fucking cool. I don't know about the white. Like the white, the reason why they don't vehicles in white, they show wear. They show so much wear. I don't really care what a fucking vehicle looks like. I just care about its performance. What I'm most concerned about with this scooter is, will the handlebars be high enough? First of all, I'm pretty much over these fucking scooters that come with like low handles. Like I like the Wolf King GTR. It was very cool, but man, those handles were so low. They put the deck up high and they anchored the stem, like they anchored the deck higher up on the stem. So the distance from the rider to the handlebars was so far. Now, granted, I do stand at the back of the scooter, so I have a slightly different riding stance. But tall guys basically have to stand at the back of the scooter anyhow. You're above like 5'10", 5'11". By the way, I am 5'9.5". I thought I was 5'10", but the doctor said I was 5'9.5". And I did weigh 179 pounds, exactly as I guessed. My weight is holding steady. But so what my hopes for like this scooter are that it's durable, that given riding, it won't start to become like creaky. Like what are the things that can happen with even these high-end scooters? You ride them for a while and the joints, I sometimes feel like they send you these scooters, they're stiff, they're a little extra stiff, and then you break them in. So I'm just hoping that this scooter will have a super, super durable stem. And I love the dual stems. I rode single stem scooters for years. And when I finally started getting my hands on dual stem forks, whatever you want to call it, I really prefer it now. I feel like I love right now my InMotion RS is my go-to stand-up scooter. And I've said it time and again. What I like about that is the body positioning. The handlebars are tilted towards the rider, and they're adjustable. They're adjustable pretty high. And I normally don't like the idea of an adjustable scooter that goes fast, but this has got adjustments on both sides. It's very, very, very tight. But I'm excited about anything coming out from Voromotors, because if I'm not going to get one for loan, I'll get one to keep. And I feel like I'll probably get one of these if it's going to be like a company scooter, and I'll ride the fuck out of it. You know, I will put tons of miles on it, and we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, I will be creating the Project Daytona Academy. Okay, that is coming. Just like I have an eMove Roadrunner Academy, eMove Cruiser V2 Academy, and I'm definitely going to start the eMove, the Project Daytona Academy on Facebook. So just look for that. I will advertise it soon. I'll probably put that together tonight and use these photos actually. But you know, the Facebook groups I think are crucial, because not to toot my own horn, but what makes me different than every other YouTuber? You know, we all have affiliate links, we all have affiliate codes. Some of us are available like on Facebook or Reddit or wherever to talk to, but I think I'm like one of the few. And you know, like to their credit, Freshly Charged has their channel, their page Got Scooter, which is really more for like general scooter news and for them to promote whatever they're promoting, their videos, whatever scooters they've got. But you can go on there, and if you have a problem, like I don't really know how that works over at Got Scooter. Like if you have a problem with the scooter that you bought through them, can you post a question on Got Scooter, and then Andrew or Jimmy will help you with it? I don't know how that works, and I don't help people on my academies. Actually, they're ran by the consumers, basically. They're ran by the people who are members of the page. I feel like it's better for me to put as little input as I can into the channels from my own self, because first of all, I'll be accused of being biased because I'm kind of selling. The whole point of those, the point of those pages is if you buy something through an affiliate link, you can go to those. If you have a problem, or if you want to share modifications or just brag about buying it, you can post it there. And it's a good place to have a community of people that bought scooters from Voro. Doesn't really matter where you bought them from, but these happen to be like almost Voro exclusive scooters. But I'm proud of my academies on Facebook, because it keeps me connected to the people that bought a scooter using my link, using my code. Now, granted, as time has gone by, I mean, there was a time on the eMove Roadrunner Academy where every single person bought their scooters using my codes. But now, now you know, there's so many. I got on early with the Roadrunner. I got lucky to a certain degree. Now it's like, you know, there's a lot of YouTubers with codes. You know, Voromotors is very generous as far as you don't have to be a big YouTuber to get a code. They're happy to give a little guy a code. You can sell a scooter here and there. It's great. It's some good money for you. But you know, I'm competitive, so I'm better than all those, because I provide these pages where you can be connected to me, connected to Voromotors, connected to the other customers. And those pages are a combination of brags and moans, to be honest. It's people bragging about their scooters and people moaning about their scooters. So that shit happens. That shit happens. Alrighty, so JPL Ride says Melvin for president 2028. Anaconda Hugs is going political on us. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Rawl, Digital Rawl. I'm so on the ropes on another scooter, but time will tell. I know that feeling. JPL Ride says scooters are good in any color except gold, in my opinion. Is that a jab at the Cabo line? I like my gold ones. I thought my gold ones were cool. JPL Ride says, I miss Voro and Cabo. I hear that. I hear that. 14-inch Dub says, wow, huge battery. Yeah, 50 amp hour battery on the scooter would be pretty sick. I think we're done sharing this. So just look for the Project Daytona Academy. That shit is definitely coming. All right, perfect. Raul says, crazy that Melvin follows Peeps on Facebook. Yeah, Melvin's big on Facebook. I feel like he's going above and beyond anytime he says a single word to a customer on there. These companies, you don't need to deal with the owner if you have a small like mechanical or customer service issue, but he's just deeply involved with his company. I think he should pull himself back. It's got to be a lot of stress, you know, dealing with, like, you're the owner of the company. This is like the biggest scooter company in the world. I mean, I don't know if you guys even really know that. You know, that's one of the reasons why, like, I work with them. They're definitely the biggest electric scooter company in the world, mostly in America, I guess, but they're very, very big. All righty. So Chexologist says, I got 600 plus miles on my VMAX VX4, now in just under a month and a half. Survived riding through a snowstorm last night. Lucky I didn't. The hybrid tires saved me from slipping through snow. Is that the electric scooter guide scooter, the VMAX? I think it is, right? I feel like it's their line because I know they were promoting it a lot at a CES recently. It looked like Paul was talking about it like it was their house scooter. I do want to go through like some common questions and common things that I've been asked a bunch recently, or things that I've seen. So Melvin posted pictures, which I'll show you later as well, of the Roadrunner Pro 2, which is not like a super upgraded version of the Roadrunner Pro. It's just slightly tweaked. It's just basically looks like it's pedal friendly. And somebody said, oh, it'd be great if it comes with Maguras and PMTs. And Melvin kind of explained why those products are not really good for large production run scooters. But for me, just as like somebody who rides a lot, think about this. If Maguras, and I've tried everything, because when I'm working with my buddy Ryan, who up until last year was like a full-time scooter mechanic, I tried every scooter that came into his shop, and Maguras, PMTs, tried all that shit. I've never taken them out on a full shift, but I've definitely driven them around his neighborhood. And yeah, they're a little better. Maguras are a little better. The 4-piston Maguras are a little better than the 4-piston Zooms and the Nuts. And the PMTs, yeah, I guess they're stickier. You know, they have better for traction. But the thing is when it comes to tires, first of all, these scooters are not made for handling. Like you're standing up on it. So your center of gravity is so high. You're not going to be going into turns and curves and stuff like you're on a bike. You know, when you're on a bike, you're in a crouched position. You're at like 50% lower center of gravity. So in that case, you want to have good sticky tires. PMTs are also very hard to install. So PMTs are cool. I think that PMTs might even just be for lower volume riders because they're more expensive for sure. And if you ride a lot like I do, like I don't want to be replacing tires every 500,000 miles. I want to get 2,000 miles out of my tires. So I'm sure PMTs are better, and I'm sure Maguras are better, but by what measure? Like I don't think they're necessary. You got people who are getting their first scooter, know nothing about it, and they're worried about upgrading their tires and their brakes, whereas the stock tires and the stock brakes on almost all scooters, you should start with that and decide if you want anything better. But I don't think it's really important to upgrade to those. Plus, how much are Maguras? $300 to $500 more if you're going to have somebody install them. PMTs are expensive. I know Voro sells them, so I shouldn't shit on stuff that they're selling, but they're harder to put on. I don't know if they're worth the cost, and people should just get their first scooter and go from there. Somebody asked me what my favorite deliveries. Hey, what's up, Randall Gauss? How you doing? Ral is asking, will people pay a hefty premium for Magura and PMT? Who JPL says he just had PMT tires on his Cabo installed smooth. I believe it. That's the thing is when you're looking at I think the scooter business, Ral, is very much, it's like a price point business. God, I've said this so many times. It's like a price point business. So there's companies fighting for like the under $1,000 demo scooter market, the $2,000 market, the $3,000, $4,000. So the people that are competing at the $4,000 price point, they don't want to add another $500 onto the cost because that $4,000 is then $4,500. If you're going to have Maguras and PMTs, it's going to probably cost you another $500 minimum. And so are people willing to pay that? Probably not, actually. Probably not like a new consumer. What is this? But I don't know. I think when you're talking about people buying like a brand new scooter at a certain price point, will they pay more for Maguras and PMTs? I think it's just a thing. It's better that people just add them themselves. First get the scooter, lay out that money. It's a big chunk of change for most of us. And then if you want to put those on there, you feel free. Somebody asked me what my favorite delivery scooter was. A couple people actually have been asking me this recently. What's your favorite? Because I never answer questions about as far as what's the best. But so I don't really have a favorite because I like to mix it up. The more I mix it up, the better. Like doing this job 5 days a week for 1,000 miles a month sometimes, it's good to mix it up. Mix up the body position, mix up the grip, mix up the type of handles, brakes, everything. So, but my top two vehicles are the Roadrunner Pro and the InMotion RS. I actually have to admit that I really am this really is the electric scooter guy traditionally, where it's like you see even though that is Cabo. I need to replace that. It's a stand-up scooter. I really am more of a stand-up scooter guy than a sit-down guy, mainly because I have like a shitty lower back. I'm actually getting cold. I have like a shitty lower back, and my legs are, the way I describe it is my legs are stronger than my back. So I really prefer standing up. So even though the Roadrunner Pro and the InMotion RS are like my top two delivery vehicles, if I had a choice, I'd be on the InMotion. I love my Pro. I just took it out the other day, just posted a video on it. Maybe the issue I have with the Pro is I don't have a rack on it. I don't even know if you can build a good rack on it for delivery. I don't even want a rack on it, because if you have a rack on it, it becomes much, much harder to navigate like in apartment buildings. That's like the advantage I have over a bike on the Roadrunner Pro, just like a regular like electric bike. You have a bike with the rack on it, you got such a crazy long profile as you're moving around through these buildings or the restaurants. The Pro is just so small. I can bring it into the little elevator, flip it around a little bit. It is heavy though. It's like 115 pounds. But so my favorite scooter to ride stand up is the InMotion RS, sit down, Roadrunner Pro. I love my Roadrunner V2 as well. I have a V3 and I like that too. It's got better suspension, actually. It's got some suspension, but the problem with my V3 is I don't have hydraulic brakes on it. And the mechanical brakes that are on the V3, I can't do long shifts on that. It'll kill my hands. So I'm in the process of putting hydraulic brakes on my Roadrunner V3, and then I'll get that scooter out there even more. But the issue is, to be honest with you, is I have not the V2, I have the V1. I have like the original, and the original has a smaller seat, a thin, paper thin, crappy seat. But that smaller seat enables you to take the second battery and put it in perpendicular to the main battery and ride around with it. I've done hundreds of miles, a couple thousand miles, I think, of shifts. I think 2,500 miles on the V2. And I got my hydraulic brakes on there. They're 10 times better than the stock brakes. So right now I like my V2 better than the V3 because I could do more miles on it. I haven't done it for a while, but I'm looking forward to doing like a 40 or even 50-mile shift. Really probably like 45. I don't think I've ever done an actual 50-mile shift on the V2, talking about my little Roadrunner. Well, but I've been driving, by the way, the crap out of I almost want to show it to you. Where is it? It's right over there. My place looks pretty shitty. So the eMove Roadrunner, I'm sorry, eMove Cruiser. It's getting confused with all these fucking names. And even in the video that I posted today, I was saying the wrong Academy. I had to put in like an overlay saying, "Oh, I actually mean Cruiser V2." So right now, the eMove Cruiser that I'm working on, and I don't plan on actually going back to any of my other ones. My eMove Cruiser V2 dual motor. Okay, this I think is a 6.6 scooter for $2,000. It is fast as hell. It's advertised as top speed at 40, but I've only got it to 37. But it's got this very high stem, and it's got this amazing kick plate in the back, so it's a little of extended deck. And I've been doing really, really solid 30-mile shifts on this scooter, and I really like it because it kind of gives you the performance of like a heavier scooter. So don't forget to use the bonus code. Haven't sold too many of them because this scooter kind of came out during the winter, so it's hard to sell during the winter. But I do like my Cruiser V2. You can see I've done a lot of live streams on it recently. I'm a big fan of it. But I think it's time to let's do a little bit of music and let's do a rip. Let's see. Let's do some Godsmack, right? Oh yeah, this is fun. I see some good comments and questions in the chat. Some valid points, good comments and questions. Going backwards, what's up, Droopy 808? You like that 2.5 foot? By the way, check this out. Let's look at this. See this? What's it called? I can't even fucking see this. No. Pepita. What does that mean in Spanish? P-I-P-I-T. It's a Spanish word, right? Check it out. My girlfriend and I were at a benefit for the wildfires recently. It was like a party. It was very cool. It was actually like such a crazy party. I can't even tell you the actual like details. Like I want to respect my girlfriend. I mean, it was a crazy party. But you were allowed to smoke at this party. It was actually at the Artistry, which is a dispensary. And, you know, we're at the bar, and it's amazing to me to smoke like in a bar situation, like in a bar environment. Hey, baby, you're leaving work soon? All right, love you. Drive safe, baby. It's wet out there. I'm telling the story of the lighter. I'm telling the story of the Pepita lighter. It's not much of a story, but, you know, we're sitting at like this weed bar, and, you know, my girlfriend doesn't smoke. I'm just smoking, right? So, you know, we asked the bartender, the weed tender, you got a lighter? And he didn't have one of his regular lighters, so he kind of went into his backpack. He's like, I got a lighter in my backpack. Let me get it. And he busts out this thing here. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, what is that? And it's just like very cool. You know, it's like, this is not, it's just like, I would have thought this was like a $50 lighter or something like that. Like I thought it was some real specialty. And he had his was platinum or silver. I got the black and gold one, but yeah, Yogi Steve's like that. My girlfriend's like, yeah, that bong is so tall. I know, baby. It is gigantic. 2.5 feet. Black Friday special. I got it for $80 at retail for $240. I won't forget that. But anyhow, I'm not like a bougie person, if I'm using the word right. Like I don't need fancy anything. I mean, look at me, right? Look at me. But this guy busted. It was so classy the way he gave us this lighter and the way it flips open. You know, it's just like, I thought it was super cool. But I was able to find them on Amazon. I got 2 for $18. So I got one for me, one for my girlfriend. And you know, I thought this shit was fucking cool. The Pepita lighter. And you gotta have like, who uses regular lighter? I think I got one right here, right? Who uses these anymore? Although that is a brighter, look how much brighter actually that looks compared to this, right? Interesting. Oh, no, that looks, yeah, look at that. It's interesting. This actually does make a better light, the better like a visible light, but flame proof is where it's at. You know, you couldn't like light a fucking joint outside or smoke a bowl or a pipe when it's windy outside, even a little bit. So that is a fucking cool lighter. Don Scott, we're talking about setups. I was talking about navigating a scooter around a building. He says, I think Wilshire has the best setup. Yeah, I mean, Wilshire's setup is the best. And really, like, if the only source of money, if I had to make more money doing deliveries, I would seriously consider getting an M-Class and getting a gas-powered vehicle. If I didn't have the situation, let me know if the sound goes out, guys, because I think that, like, my remote mic is dying. If I didn't have the situation that, you know, people have almost sometimes accused me of telling them to like buy a scooter for food delivery, and then they have a problem with it. And I don't know if people have actually really accused me of anything, but I feel like some people feel that I'm telling them to buy a scooter for DoorDash. And I always tell people, like, if you're going to buy an electric vehicle for DoorDash, do it as like a secondary source of income, because there's a lot more maintenance and repairs involved, you know, in these smaller PEVs than there are like in a gas powered scooter. Like you could buy a Ruckus for like $3,000, and there's a very good chance that thing, nothing will ever go wrong with that thing for like 50,000 miles. But with these scooters, they're just not built for commercial use, even the very expensive ones. But I get very lucky as I have multiple scooters, and you also have to be, I'm very good at maintenance. I do my own tires and brakes for the most part. Actually, I only do my split rim tires. Average guy 1983. My friend Louis does my regular tires. I'm bringing him a couple scooters pretty soon. But point being is, Wilshire's setup is the best because he's got the box, he's got the special divider that he created, his own item, his own product. but just a gas-powered two-wheel scooter is the best way to do DoorDash if you really want to make a lot of money. Electric Rider is saying, I think most people would get more range out of the dual motor cruiser than you do because you ride a little crazy. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I think people will get more range. My range estimates are always as low. My range, like actual rides, are always lower than what other YouTubers say because I do a lot of start and stop driving. And I think every time you go from like stationary as you accelerate, that's what the voltage tag is, right? When you see the visible voltage tag on a lot of these scooters, when you accelerate, that's when you're burning the most battery. And I just do much, much more of that for food delivery. So I think you can take any of my range estimates and probably add 20% to them. I mean, I got almost 42 miles, almost 41 miles in mode 1 on the Cruiser V2 recently, which is pretty good because it's rated at 50 miles. And we know these ratings are always usually like off by 50%. Let's see what's going on up here. Oh, Trini G, my friend from the Caribbean, says, Yogi, maybe you could add variety and go full e-bike delivery for a week, compare the work success with it. I've done this a long time. I actually went through a phase where all these companies were sending me bikes. And I probably, should I talk about this? I mean, it's no big deal. I didn't do anything wrong, but I probably screwed up my relationship with Electric, the bike company, meaning that I didn't like working on it, like riding a pedal assist electric bike for work. I can do it a few times, and those videos got a lot of views, but I never set up my affiliate because I felt like I couldn't really stand behind it. It's a great bike. Like the Electric is to be a good affiliate deal too, but if I'm not really going to use it, I'm not going to be a great salesman. So I did do many, many episodes on like electric brand cargo bike. I sold that to, what's his fucking name? Oh my God, that was such a fucking stoner. Who did I sell the Electric to? Landry, my friend Landry, who was a guy out here who had a Dualtron. He broke it, couldn't afford to fix it. I sold him my cargo bike for like a song, and electric cargo bike, and he did good on it. He did really good on it. I should have followed him around on that. Oh, I did at least once. We have an episode with him, right? Yeah, he was on that bike. But I'm just like, I can't, like a pedal electric bike. It's not for me. And as far as which one, you got to make a similar amount of money. The problem with that cargo bike is you couldn't bring it in anywhere. You had to fucking like tie it up everywhere. It was so big. You can't bring it into elevators and shit. It was super long. But look, guys do great on pedal electric bikes out there. Like fucking Eddie, right? He fucking does really good. What's his fucking story? Why can't I fucking remember that? LA Courier, my local friend Eddie. He does really good on a pedal electric bike. You know, he does great on it. So it's just really up to the individual. You know, but for me, I didn't like it. I didn't like my ass like sitting on that fucking seat. It's like kind of reminded me of playing poker. Like you sit down long enough, your fucking ass starts to hurt. I like standing. Roadrunner Pro, I like that. It's got more of a motorcycle profile, and I've done week after week after week of deliveries on my sit-down Roadrunners, but it kind of bothers my upper back given enough time. So I'd rather stand up. But yes, I'm not going to do a long stretch on an e-bike, that's for sure. Raul says, general question. Anyone in California been stopped in their Roadrunner V1, V2, V3, or Pro? I have not, thankfully. Probably not. I mean, California is big, right? It's really big, so it's hard to say. And I know some areas are more strict. But the cool thing about the Roadrunner line is they don't look like Surons. So in the areas where they're cracking down on electric bikes, they're often these areas where there's like, how do you describe it? Like they're rich areas where their parents are insane enough to buy their kids a $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 Suron. So you end up with like gangs of Suron kids who are like 12 to 15 or minors riding these things around. And who's not against that? Like it's easy. Like I'm against that myself. It's crazy. You know, like I know some very, very young riders, but they always like do it with a parent. Like who's that? My friend Jonas and Bill, his dad, Jonas the kid, right? His kid was like 8 years old when he first rode with us. It's crazy, but his dad was there. He's doing it with his dad. But going out, like seeing like gangs of kids on these vehicles that go 40, 50, even 60 plus miles an hour. Those neighborhoods in California, they're cracking down on that. But if you're on like definitely the smaller ones, V1, V2, V3, nobody's got a V1 though, V2, V3, or the Pro even, they just look different enough where you don't really catch attention. Now, that being said, like if you don't want to get pulled over on your electric vehicle, just don't drive like a jerk. Like it's really interesting for me to think back to my first couple years riding scooters. Well, first of all, I put every scooter in top gear and never changed it. You know, for the first couple years, probably you just put your scooter in the top gear. Because why would you fucking buy one of these scooters and not drive them as fast as they can possibly go all the time? And the reason being, by the way, why you shouldn't do that is you get some wear and tear because you're going to destroy the fucking scooter quicker than regular riding, and it's dangerous to ride the scooter top speed all the time. So, what's my fucking point? lost track. I thought I had a pretty good train of thought there. What was I saying? I was saying why you shouldn't drive your scooter top speed. Kids driving Surons. Or I'm just answering questions, right? Oh, if anybody get pulled over in California on the Roadrunner line. I mean, that's pretty niche, pretty specific thing. So I'm sure somebody has, but I was pulled over on my stand-up scooters a million times. It's very interesting. That's what I was talking about. I used to drive crazy enough where you can look at my videos. I was pulled over, and I'm not joking. I was pulled over 7 times in 2 years. A lot of them was during COVID. Most of it was all during COVID, I think, because I think cops were bored. I got pulled over by motorcycle cops. I have a very popular video where the cop is fucking trying to yell at me and shit, telling me where I can drive the scooter, where I can't. But I was driving like a jerk. Actually, that guy saw me run a light. He saw me run a light where there was a pedestrian. There was a pedestrian in the way. So if you don't want to get pulled over on your scooter, well, first of all, just look over your shoulder. That's my move. I always look, you don't see it in the videos because my camera is chest mounted, not head mounted. I probably should head mount it. But, if I'm riding and I'm going to run a light, I'm look left, right, left. You're really left, right. If you're going to run a light, be careful and always look for pedestrians. I definitely had close calls early on where I would run lights because I didn't see a car coming from a distance. But you got to remember that if that light is red for the pedestrians, it's green on their side. So I've had enough close calls where when I'm running lights out there, I'm looking. So you're not going to get pulled over if you don't drive like a jerk off. Don't drive like a jerk off. Just drive like your mom's watching. What's up, Dustin D? How you doing, my friend? Don Scott says, I got a DUI on a riding lawnmower. Why do I believe that? Electric Rider says, when I did group rides, the younger crowd rides like morons. I mean, I get it. Hey, what's up, Mike GTR? And kind of hugs says, I bought 3 e-bikes pre-Roadrunner Pro. I wish I waited and got a Roadrunner Pro. I would get a Roadrunner Pro and still have over $3,500 in my pocket. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right, guys. So we're down to the final 10. So a little bit. I think it's time for a little more music and a little more smoke. And I did want to vent about something. So on my Roadrunner Academy, you move Roadrunner Academy on Facebook. It's a pretty big group. It's 4,700, super active. Very proud of it. I let people do what they want. But recently, people have been cursing a lot, dropping F-bombs, which me of all people, right? But if you look, when I talk to people, I don't curse, especially online. If you read my comments, I don't curse. So I'm kind of I don't want to open up the goddamn page and somebody's cursing. And in a way, fuck Voromotors, fuck this page. So I made a rule. I said, listen, no more cursing. I've had it. This is not the Electric Scooter Academy. This is the, we can curse there, but not on the Roadrunner Academy. And probably 10 people kind of chimed in to give me a hard time. Now, 8 of these people at a minimum were people who had never commented anything before on the page. As the owner of the page, I see everybody's history. But, saying oh, what is this? So much for freedom of speech. And, I was laughing to myself. And 2 people who were regular posters also gave me a hard time. I feel they're being too sensitive. I feel they should focus more on how I don't block important information a lot of group page owners will do if it looks bad for their product. That's the thing. That's why, again, with the Roadrunner line, we've had a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of ups. And, but I've let that happen. I don't stop people from posting the problems with their frames, problems with their tires, whatever. Of course, we're letting everybody post their brags and shit, but it's more important that I let that stuff through than I let people curse. It's my fucking page. If I don't want you to curse on there, I don't want to see it anymore. So I don't want new potential buyers opening up the page and people are fuck this, fuck that. So what I said is, talk like you're in a court of law. And I don't think people understood what I meant. I should have been more clear. I guess I mean like talk professionally. So instead of saying like, even like if you're going to say like, these tires suck, that's not like that. You're going to say that to a judge, you know, like if you're trying to explain to somebody, you got to say these tires are not good quality because they lose air easily, because they're hard to put on, because the split rim doesn't work, whatever. But I just want people to be specific and stop cursing. But I was surprised at how many people fucking chimed in there, gave me a hard time about it. Like I was taking away one of their rights to curse. And what I'll say to them is start your own page, your own fucking group, and you want to curse on there, and you want to get a live stream like this, you can curse on there, but not on my channel. And if you fuck with me one time on there, I just delete you. I ban you. First, I'll look to see if you get a lot of good. I will actually, if you put a lot of good information on the Roadrunner and the Academy pages, and there's something you do that I don't really like. If you're a regular, I might let it slide. But if it's the only thing you're ever commenting is, oh, we can't say fuck anymore, you're fucking out of there. You're gone. I don't need you there. You've been on the page for a year and you're just fucking masturbating to the fucking channel. I mean, if you're not going to even have any input on there, why do you care if you're going to curse? So that's me venting. All right, let's do another song, another bong hit. I'll answer more questions. We do got to kind of get this ready to wrap this up. Hopefully my mic will hold on. I feel like my mic has been problematic. Here we go. I feel like I got all the guitar moves down. I feel like I'd be a great air guitarist. I feel like I got all the moves down from rocking out in the shower by myself. That was fun, actually, using air guitar with the bong. This could be a good thing. Electric Rider says, keep it respectful, not hard to understand. For most people, you can make comments and still be respectful to the channel. Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be confusing since I'm cursing my brains out on my videos and my live streams here in the podcast. But I mean, it's like, I feel like if it's not funny, it's like it's light. And I feel like when you're cursing in the context of like a group that's dedicated to a certain vehicle, it's not cool. And I also don't want people cursing at each other. You know, like the rules of the forum are no sales. I got a lot of shit for that. No fighting, no picking on it, no other fighting or picking on somebody. Like I'm pretty aware when somebody's basically picking on somebody, which does obviously happen in cyberspace. No spam and no cursing. So it's not like that many rules. The main thing is, again, I've never blocked a post about a problem. You know, people have a problem with customer service or the vehicles. It's all just out there in the open. So I feel like that's much, much more important as to whether or not I let people curse. But people can start their own fucking thing. Your roommate has 10 guitars, Electric Rider? Wow, that's pretty crazy. Trini G says, new meaning to air guitar. Yep. Mike GTR says, that's the bong Kanisha's boyfriend hit before he wrecked the scooter. That's funny. Droopy 808 is asking me if I ever dab. Yeah, man. Like I'm a dabber. I'm an extractor. Here, look. You know what this is? That's a vacuum purge. Because during COVID, I learned how to do my own extractions. I used to make some really good shatter. I went through a phase, I don't know, I had 3 to 5 years, 4 or 5 years where I only did concentrates. I jumped out of that phase because I felt like, I'm sure you've seen this like in the dabbing world. People can smoke like incredible amounts. And are they even really getting high at that point? Like you just burn your receptors out. So I stopped dabbing. Not that I wouldn't do a dab at any moment. I stopped dabbing a few years ago. I do want to go back to it. I actually have a gram of rosin in my fridge, but I'm waiting for a better smoking device. I think I'm going to buy the Puffco pen, whatever that thing is called, the $130 device they've got. But I'm trying not to fucking piss my money away right now. But I do want to start doing some dabs. It'd be really nice to do some fucking dabs. It's been a long fucking time. But I just felt like I fried my receptors doing dabs. Like I did so many of them, you know? Dasjiro says, I ride 40-mile range. I go up to 28 miles per hour. That's pretty good. That's very good range at 28. That's about what I would get on the V2, right? All right. Did I miss anything else in here? You guys are talking to each other for sure. Raul, when I was talking about like Suron kids, for lack of a, I got to figure out that phrase, lack of a better way to describe it. We have that issue here in San Diego. Too many kids doing dumb stuff and no helmet. Yeah, that's where it's even the worst. They're not wearing a helmet. That's fucking crazy. Oh, Mike GTR, he's got the electric Expedition. That's exactly the bike I was talking about. He's got 9,000 miles on it. Holy fuck, dude. That's a lot of miles, you know. I respect. Yeah, I mean, I do believe electric makes, you know, I think they're actually one of the biggest selling bike companies in the world. I think it is a good bike. I just didn't like the way my back felt after riding it, you know, like it's nothing to do with the bike. It's because I'm old and I have a bad back. And I don't know, somehow, like, I got super strong legs and a wimpy back. You know, like my legs are strong. My feet are strong. My feet sometimes hurt, but rarely. But my knees are good. My legs are strong. It's just my back is fucked up. And I realize, like, you know, your whole body is connected. But sitting down, it's just like boom, 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 boom. I don't fucking like that. And at least like when I take the Roadrunner Pro out there, that's got real suspension. That's got like fat fucking suspension. But then again, the V2 wearing the fucking thing on my back is what really makes it fucking worse. Let's see. Oh, the Carta 2. I'm going to check this out, Droopy. Carta. Come on, pen. What is that? The Carta 2. Look that up really quick. So we're looking at a vaporizer device, guys. I assume that I'm on the same page. Carta 2. All right, cool. Yeah, but those aren't pens, and they're $325. No, I see. I'm not talking about the. Yeah, it's going to be better than the pen, but I'm not spending this kind of money. It's too expensive. What am I talking about? What's the fucking what's it called? I'll find it. It's not important. But anyhow, I would like to get back to doing concentrates for sure. Oh, Mike, you have the PK 20x20 box on for you can get huge orders on there for sure. I believe it. That's pretty fucking sick. You have Electric Rider has a Randy Inspo. Check it out. It's a dual rig cartridge. Dab's about $40. I will check this out. Randy Inspo. I like the price. You know me. Yeah, I'm not buying like a $400 Puffco product here, whatever, $300, like $100 Puffco Pivot. That's it. That's the pen, right? Thank you, Droopy. Yeah, Puffco Pivot. That's the pen, right? It's like $130, and it just gets great reviews. Now, I've had pens before, basically like made my own mod. The thing about those things is you really you have to maintain it right. Otherwise, you're just smoking like cloth or the coil, or it's too hot. But you know, I know the Puffco line is like super high end. I've never even hit one of those rigs. I usually, by the way, for years I hit off of a titanium glass, like a super hot as hell titanium nail. I used that for years, and then I switched to like you know, bangers, like the little bowls, glass bowls. Problem with the glass bowls is I can never keep them clean, and I was always breaking them. You know, they break like so easily. Do I like Zippo lighters, Dustin? Oh yeah, I like Zippos. Did I show you this one? Were you here before, Dustin, when I was showing you this? This is like my lighter here. Boom. It's called a Pepita. It's pretty fucking cool. I think I like Zippos are probably cool. I don't know about smoking like bong hits out of them. So it feels like they're very gassy. You know, there's like a lot of gas coming off of there for sure. Ooze brand vape. Okay, I'm gonna look that up. Ooze brand vape pens for concentrates. I'll check that out too. Guys, we're almost done here. It's time. You've had it for 13 months. That's pretty cool, Electric Rider. Alrighty, guys. That was another fun podcast from the desk. I appreciate all the loyal and regular people that come in here. I know when I stream like this, it's a very limited demographic, but all my buddies are here. I appreciate it very much. I don't have to tell you to like, subscribe, and comment because you're already doing that. And what am I doing now? I'm taking the next 2 days off because it's going to rain. And then I am going to work on Saturday and Sunday, so I'll probably be live streaming. I'm still trying to figure out how to do, without interrupting the stream, like a 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 hour DoorDash stream live. I haven't figured out how to navigate my battery setup yet. I'm beginning to think that my batteries are so old they can't even do what I need them to do, and my wires are so old. But I'm closing in on it. Like we almost had it. We had 2 1-hour streams just yesterday, right? So I'm on my way to being able to do more stream. Trini G, it was good to see you. Great conversation with you as well. Good to see you, Cyber Decker. Dustin D, good to see you guys. Ooh, Kyle Young coming in with the $2 at the last minute. I hate to sign off after that. I appreciate that, Kyle. Thank you very much. You're awesome. Yeah, super chats go a long way. Did really good with those during the DoorDash stream. I like actually seeing the super chats from people that I've never even spoken to before. I always feel like, oh, there's something about that. Alrighty, guys. That's it. Oh, Wilson carries multiple battery packs. That's how he does it? Yeah, I don't know. All right, guys. I'm still bald. Wasn't hiding anything. I appreciate your support, my friends. I do have to go because I do have dinner plans with the girlfriend. Alrighty, guys. I'll see you soon. Thank you very much.